Hi, this is Philip again, and welcome back to our short course for Hydrogen 2.0 Plus Remix. And in this video, we are going to move to another session 4. And in this session, we are going to take up additional hooks from Remix, like use loader data, use location, and use navigation. And into this video, we are going to create a custom contact page and applies the above hooks to this demonstration. I think without any further delay, let's go ahead and we're going to create a new component, custom component that we can add in our contact page. So here, like for example, if we are going to look at the contact right now, this is the existing setup, a default setup, and it was rendered from our Shopify store. Like we're gonna look at in our Shopify store admin and try to look at the pages, and we have this contact form. And if you say that there's no information added to this contact, like the content, and it's only for the title. Now we're going to build our custom contact page as a component. So like for example here, so we're gonna look at the exact file where we are going to add this condition. And once the condition is matched, like say if the page title it is equals to a string, then it will redirect to this custom component. So here, let's go ahead and we're going to add a condition here, like as what I said, use loader data. So if you want to learn more about this hooks, then you can visit this remix page and you can find more details about this hook. Let's go back here. Now we're going to console what this object can provide us to help this custom page redirected to this our own components. Okay, so here if you see, there is already a title which we can also apply this as our condition. And somehow if that object can be changed anytime, then that would be a problem. Like we're gonna try, what I'm trying to say is that in here, if are we going to add a condition, like for example, it should be somewhere here. So we're gonna say if page that title is equal to contact, and then question mark, then else statement. We're going to add an else statement here, like that. Then add it here, and in here, what if we're gonna do with that? So we just add our fragment. We have fragment, then say h1 testing. So we're gonna say save. Then let's go back to our preview, and you say that, and now it is added this what you call this, the information that we added earlier. So now I think we are ready to add the most significant object that will be applicable if anytime somebody will change your page title, then it could not be ruin your your setup. So what we have to do here, we are going to introduce you the new hooks, that what we call uh, location. You know, say use location and use location. Then here, like that. Then here, say location. Save. Then let's try to look at the console. What be the console? Okay, there's an object applies. So this is the way how we can provide a good matching to your condition. Like here, we're gonna replace this with a location use location hook. And I think what would be the path. So here, this is a string. So if the client will not remove the page, then it could be good. Otherwise, if we're going to make this condition as a page title, then that could be a bad. A bad practices. So we're gonna use this location that path name, that it makes more secure. Then anyone can change those page title or the content if we're going to use that. Okay, so we're gonna copy this here, like that. Save that. And let's go back and here. So you see that is still working. Now let's go back here. Now it's time for us to build our own uh, custom component. But before that, I think I'm almost forgot to introduce another hooks, which is the use navigation. So we're gonna use the use navigation, and just to let you know how exactly this use navigation are also helpful. to be added as a features uh, in your Hydrogen app. Let's say state save, and then let's try to look at the console. What will be the display? So if you say that and you say there's an idle status, if I were going to change to catalog, you say that there's a loading, and this is the one thing. If the page are larger, then it will change the state into loading. If it's just quite easy to load, then it will keep idle, but it takes a few moments before it completely loaded, then it will become loading state. So we can use this as our main I mean, if we don't like that it will disrupt anything in your front end, then we can apply this loading hooks. So we're gonna use that in here, like gonna say state, then string comparison, like loading, then question mark, then like that, then here, let's say thing like that, then the page in here, so like that. Then here we're gonna add a fragment, then say each one stay. We're gonna say loading, save. Then let's go back in our store. Then let click the contact and go back to catalog. Now you see that there is a little small UI here. So that's the one thing that might be helpful for you to use that as well. So that's it. Then now I think what we're gonna do right now is to add a new component. So we're gonna say here like what should I do here? Add a folder. So we're gonna say custom page. And then in the custom page folder, we're going to add a contact form. So contact form.tsx. And then here I'm going to say export, oh, sorry, constant, uh, say contact form, then like that. Then here I'm going to say export default contact form, return. I'm gonna say, okay, now I think what would be the good thing is we can apply an existing UI. So we're gonna find in here, like gonna try to Google. This is what I did when sometimes I want to take not enough time to complete the task. Then we're gonna say, let's try to find out if there is available tailwind contact form. So contact form. Okay, so it seems like there is. So we can copy the code and copy that and add it in my own component. And as of this moment, I think I forgot to mention about the contact form that is available in a native liquid theme. And in the hydrogen, that is not possible as of this time. And what we're going to do here, we are going to integrate our contact form with a backend, custom backend, where we can send an email goes to your uh, store owner email address. So here we're going to do here, we're going to say just paste it like that. Then here going to say class name, then replace. So once it's replaced, I think the four are not possible, should be HTML4. And here, if you see that this is there is a red flag, we're gonna add a slash, a forward slash in each of the input element. So here, HTML form. Here, you say HTML form. I think this is a row. That should be as numeric value. And then in here, I think that's good. It's gonna save. So now let's go back to our page handle.tsx. And here we are going to point out the new component. So we're going to do here, say uh, contact form should be there. Okay, so that's it. Now let's go back and preview and go to the contact. Now you see that it is already added in here. So I just want to remove this. So just simply go back to your page handle, then remove this heading and save. And let's go back here. That's it. So now it is now ready to be added in our uh, in submitting this into your backend custom sender goes to your Shopify owner email address. And here, what should I do? How to do that now is that we are going to create. Uh, let's go back to our component, and then I think what we have to do here, because I think we don't need to submit it uh, actual submission. So like, I think there's a little issue here. The button, so we're gonna apply to change the button. Text, this would be a black, and then here, let's go to where is that border. I want to use this border, and what else I can do here? Border, something like that. Save should be there's a border. Save, and then let's go back. That's not all right. So if, like for example, if we're gonna submit it, okay. So this is example testing, testing, and sent. So if you say that once it's sent, it is redirecting the site. So I don't like that kind of setup. So what I'm gonna do here, we're going to add what do you call that? Uh, a function. We're gonna say constant on submit form is equal to, I'm gonna say event. Then here, I think this should be any type, any type. Then here console log event target. Then here form. Let's say on submit form. Submit. What's that? Submit. Then on submit form. Okay, here I want to add an event prevent default, so it will not trigger that submission. And save, and let's go back here. Then we're gonna say send. Okay, so here I want to add a name. This one name. Then here HTML this should be a name. This is a text. Then here name. Then here I want to add names for this element, like name. It's the same way for with the other input elements, like here. I'm gonna add an email. Then here subject, add subject. Then I think the last one is the message. Let's say message. Okay. Okay, now I think we are now ready to apply this form into my backend. So I run my backend in my local environment. So like if I can give you, let's drag this in here. So like for example, this one. So I added, I used to have what you call that, a mailer, a mailer in a native module for Node. So I built my own uh, backend. Oh, I sorry, just to apply this kind of situation when I can send once I submitted this form, it will goes to my email. So this is how I am working with this kind of uh, requirements that we could not easily apply as of this moment. So you are going to build your own integration with your contact form. I'm not sure if I think there will be a lot of other available platform that you can apply. Just look at that, and if you want to build your own, then you can also build it that. So here, what I'm gonna do right now. So I am ready to this form submitting to this my local in my local backend for node mailer. So we're gonna do here. I think what should I do right now is to convert this into what you call that, uh, it could be a form for centralize. So I think no, it's not a serialize. Sorry, it's a serialize. We're going to serialize our form. Like here, if we look at the console, if we're going to submit something there, like oh, sorry, this is your email still there. So it should be your name. Save, and I think that's one your name. And here I want to change that x6. Why? Save. Okay. So here what I'm thinking because I want to so serialize because this form if we're going to submit it it is likely not a string or what we call a JSON stringify data. So what we need to do here is to convert it or serialize that form data. So like for example, if I'm gonna say Philip DS, then here say dsp at gmail.com, then here testing, then testing only, then send. And you see here, this is the form, and these are all elements. So what will be your backend can accept is it could not be possible an element to be submitted in your backend, and I think that's not possible. So we have to serialize this form. So what we're gonna do here, let's go back into our component, and here I will going to transform it into a form data. Like I'm gonna say constant data is equal to new new form data, and then event target, and then as any, sure, because I'm not sure what will be. So you're gonna see I will going to add this information or this data to an object, and then you're gonna say as any as well. Then I'm gonna use for loop. Then I will say let uh, key and value of data added in this object, say key, and is equal to value, like that. So then let's try to console this object, and we're gonna see what exactly what I'm trying to say. Object save. Okay, now let's go back, and here if I were going to submit another information, now you say that instead of the form, so this is the form, and now it becomes a JSON object. I mean a JavaScript object that has a key and value. So this is now ready to be pushed into my backend node mailer. So what I have to do right now here is to use the fetch method or a function. So I think probably I will going to add an async to that function up here. So async, add an async if you want to use await. So await is really helpful because sometimes if you might not aware with asynchronizing and await, if you don't have to specify, then this fence result could be not visible right away when you are going to read your codes by line. But if there is an async and await, now this async will tell the await just keep on searching, and we will wait until you are done. Then before the other codes will be read in the I mean it's not a compiler, it's a translation. So it's a translator for JavaScript. So here, if we're gonna add this, so in running in my local backend, so I'm gonna say local host. It's an extension one. Then I am adding this contact form post method. Then say method is post. Then here body. The body will be a JSON stringify. So it will only accept my node mailer can only accept stringify JSON. So here headers, oh sorry, headers like the content should be type application as JSON. Then I think, but so I want to see the result. Then data here, then console log data. I think that's it. Now I think we're gonna try. If okay, I'm gonna show you again the node miller integration. So we're gonna say like here, gonna open it this way, expand this. Okay, so I will try right here. I added a new route that will accept all of this requests, so it will be lag. And if you see here, if I will going to submit, we're gonna see something a response from the server. Okay, you're gonna say another one, Philip. So testing, so testing, send response. All right, so there's a response from my server, my local server. And if we're going to look at the server response here, so I think it's here. Okay, I think I need to say console log this is successfully sent, save. Okay, yes, like node index.js. And let's go check my email if it is exactly receiving my email. Yes, it's there, and I think it's undefined. So let's try to look at in my other Shopify email. So it's here. It's the same thing. So now I will going to dig further why it's undefined. Why it is resulted to undefined result. What makes this undefined? The name. Okay, let's try to look at the logs. Okay, here name, email, subject, message. And let's try to check in my form if this is all correct. Name. Yes, this is right. Name, email, subject, and message. But in my backend, what I say, email, body name. Okay, so it's a comment. So I say message, save. And now I'm going to run it again. And now let's try again to submit this form. Like here, there's a web save like that. This thing, this is for demo only. Sent. Now it's responding. And then I need to check to my email if there is. Okay. So here we are. So now I got the message, the exact message, and my name is here. So I think that's it, and I think it's working fine. Now I think what I'm gonna do, I want to totally remove this form, and it will leave only the successful message. So what should I do here now? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use again another maybe probably use state. So what should I do here? So we're gonna add a use state constant. Say successfully sent, set successfully sent. Then use state say false as boolean. Boolean. Now I know that this is a boolean. So here, what I gonna do? Here I'm gonna say set, or if there's something wrong with my form, then I think that's all right. Set successfully set to true. Save. Then here should be added that successfully sent. If it is true, then I'm gonna add a condition here, and then here add again, then section, and here probably want to add fragment. Okay, so it seems like this is not right. If this is not right, then you're gonna say h1 successfully sent. H1. Okay, It seems like there is a problem with this. Okay, so I think this is not good. I'm probably gonna remove that and should be inside on the parent container. So probably this will be changed from here. So what I'm gonna do, it should be added. Okay, I think I lost the like gonna say here successfully sent. Then like that should be like this. Then here should be like that. And then I will copy this. Gonna add a fragment like that. And here I think this is wrong. Should be a question mark. And here I think there should be a fragment again like that. All right. So now it's the time to change this sticks. Say contact us. Maybe thank you. Thank you for reaching out. Reaching, reaching, reaching out for your reaching out. Is that right? Reaching out. Let's say rest assured, rest assured, rest assured we rest assured. I'm not sure what exactly. Rest assured that we will respond your email within 24 hours. Maybe I'm right grammar, but I'm not sure. Maybe probably that's a sample. So let's go back here. Now I think what's that? Okay, so now let's try again if that message will change this thing like this. Sent. Okay, so now it seems like this is not responding. It responding or not? So it's the post is not responding. So let's try to look at on my back end. Maybe there's a problem here. So I think it was sent. Once it is sent, await sync async await should be successfully sent. And here, if we're going to check in our function, sent sent. All right. So it was changed this event, but it is false for the initial value. But if we're going to look at the oh, see here. So it seems like it is not actually. Uh, I mean, we can just add another something like a loader, but I think you can do that in your own way how you can use that. If we're gonna send it, then there will be something like a loading event, and before this will message will come display. So I think this is working fine, and I think that's what we need to do. And I think we're already completed this session 4, and we are going to move with the next another hooks before we are going to look at another session for a pagination where we can apply those hooks like use navigation, use location, and very important hooks. I think that's it. And thank you for your time and watching and hoping to see you again. Bye for now.